What's this for? Crash Test Live. What the fuck do I care? Oh, the following podcast contains adult language and whammy material. The views expressed within belong to a pair of idiots and shouldn't be taken seriously. No self-respecting person should even listen to this show. So why are you still here? Okay, good luck. For God's sakes, find something to do. Whammy!
Crash Test Live.
Dude, that was sick.
So good.
I didn't know he's doing the intro.
Shout out. Ugh.
Todd Packer, man, in the flesh.
Whammy King himself.
Oh,
Bringing
my
us in.
God.
Bringing us in. That was good to watch. Got me
So
hyped.
good.
Right before the show started, I got a tummy ache, and I'm nervous about it because you know how my tummy can be.
Are you going to poop on air?
We're live. We're live on the air.
Let's get those ratings up.
Let's get those ratings up. Welcome, y'all, to another episode of Crash Test Live. Thank you for joining us this evening or day or wherever you may be in the world. We always appreciate you joining us for the live tapings. Very exciting episode today. Despite my tummy ache, we got Ben Barlow from Neck Deep on the show joining us in a little bit to talk about all things Neck Deep and what's going on with them. We have brought back Master Debaters because Jeff needed a break inventing. So we have decided to defer him to the council for another episode, and we're going to be debating if you could time travel, would you go to the past or the future? And that's something I've always wondered about, and we started talking about it while not recording the show, and it became sort of a heated argument among all of us involved in Crash Test Live, and we realized very quickly that this should be something that we should settle once and for all right here on the show. JB, how you doing, bud?
It wasn't super heated in the beginning because it took me about, not exaggerating here, 3 days to understand the question.
Sure. Time travel.
I was like, time travel is so confusing to me.
It's a
We'll talk
wibbly
later,
wobbly,
yeah.
confusing thing. It's not easy to keep up with, but hopefully today we will, we'll make some decisions. We'll find some answers that we're looking for.
I just want to start off by saying it's Harry Potter's birthday.
It is.
Yeah.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Leviosa, stop it, Ron.
Accio birthday cake for Harry.
Stop it, Ron.
Yeah, happy birthday, bud.
Bud.
While your author may be somewhat problematic these days, we can still enjoy you as fiction, right?
That's right. Well, he's
still
a real
enjoy you as
person.
fiction.
He's a real character. He's a real character.
So, I'm stoked to be here. Jack, we got nominated for a VMA, dude.
Our side project? Oh, yeah,
our side
dude.
project, All Time Low, got nominated for a VMA this week. That's fucking sick.
It's
crazy.
pretty. It's not as cool as the awards we have from Crash Test, but it'll get put on the second shelf.
Have the Emmys rolled in yet for Crash Test Live?
Yeah, there's so many though. We're still counting them.
It's hard to keep up with how many different podcast-related awards this show has racked up in a very short amount of time. We're only on episode 8. Hey, but seriously, do us a favor if you haven't already, and if you don't mind, and if you feel so inclined, vote for our little side project, All Time Low, and our video, Some Kind of Disaster. You can vote right now, vma.mtv.com. Help us out. See, maybe we'll get a shot. Maybe we will. But either way, it's just nice to be nominated. It's nice to be in the conversation during a very strange time. So, good shit. Good shit.
Good shit.
Something I've been really thinking about a lot this week. We left Nashville. We all kind of came home. Everybody's
here.
Well, you are still there. You decided to stay back, but most of us left. We have gone back to our respective dwellings. And I just can't get Blonde Bear out of my head, man. I can't get Blonde.
How's he doing?
I don't know. We should take a look. Blonde Bear, how you doing, bud? Yeah, there you go.
He looks relatively lost.
I think he's going through some things right now.
Yeah.
And I think maybe he's sort of taken a bit of a vision quest, and he's like just trying to come to terms with who he is and where his life's going, you know?
Well, let's help him. We need to help that boy.
I would like to help him. If you guys would like to help our blonde bear, please visit blondebearlive.com to find out more. There's not a whole lot to find there, but give it a try. Maybe you'll find something that we haven't found yet. Let's check in with Jeff and Rye. Yeah.
Yay, the boys.
The boys. Hi, boys.
Hello.
Hi, boys.
Hey.
Yep.
How y'all
How
doing?
you doing, sir?
Hello, everybody.
What's going on? Well done.
Jeff, where
well
are
done
you?
putting another episode together for us, Jeffrey. Thank you.
It was my pleasure. You gave me the week off to take a break with the inventions, so this is my office.
It's no longer, for those listening to the audio only, he's no longer in like an elaborate laboratory setting. He's in just sort of an office that would look maybe like.
This is Mulder's old office from the X-Files.
Oh,
Oh.
Mulder's office from X-Files.
Well done.
Nice.
Thank you.
None of
the
us knew
poster
that.
should have been the dead giveaway.
Everybody? Oh, all right. Whatever.
I did not look at the poster.
Alec.
Right, it very much looks like we're in the same room right now.
I was just about to say that, and it looks
Where
like
are
I
you?
could maybe be your stunt double. Hang on.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You
don't
guys,
know.
are you guys scheming against me to start a new band? Hey, what are you doing over there?
Is this
I was
confusing?
few things I wanted to bring up.
It's like, hang on. It's like when do this again? Do this again?
Yep.
It's like when two people pick the same character in like a fighting game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We're like,
everyone's
yeah,
like, no,
you-
you can't both be Ken. Like, and then one of them gets like a shitty off, like different color costume, but everyone knows it's the same guy.
This is
I
going
wanna
to be
be
good
Ken.
for the podcast.
Yeah, we're referencing the fact that we're both in Windows.
Ryan
putting on a
can
Duke
cut
set.
it out in post.
Yeah.
We'll
Ryan can
edit.
do that.
We'll edit that out.
I wanted to bring up a couple things, mainly Jack's shirt and the cut of that shirt.
I like the cut of your jib.
Oh, raising hell, baby.
Raising hell.
And what's happening with the sleeves?
It used to be a sweatshirt, and the sleeves are now gone.
It's like it's very Bill Belichick or like Rocky training scene.
Yes.
You know,
It's part of a
this-
montage.
This actually we can bring up because this is an interesting debate, as maybe not as debate as much as just a conversation, if you will. Me and Phil
Sure.
were talking about this. Do you wash your clothes when you buy them from a thrift shop? Do you wash them or you just put them on?
no, I have to wash them.
gotta
Sometimes
I just throw them on.
Sometimes I will if it's an item that I think is like too old or too like cool to
Yes.
go through a proper wash. I will have it dry cleaned, but I'm not just gonna throw that thing on. Not
Well,
knowing.
you wore the Pink Floyd one without washing it.
It was
What's-
the times were tough. We were doing a photo shoot. I needed something.
What freaks me out about those shirts is that they all have the same smell. We've been to vintage shops
Yeah.
all across the world,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that smell is that vintage shop candle. I don't know what it is, but
Which
it's
I'm
always
very-
there.
Ryan, you
I'm
can
very
back me up on
excited.
this.
It's my
I'm very
fault.
excited to announce today that I will be releasing a cologne line called Eau de Vintage, and it's just a scent that smells like every vintage shop ever.
Wait, Ryan, you can back me up on this because you're kind of one of those people that don't really overthink medical things too much. Like, what can you actually catch from wearing a shirt? You know what I mean? You're not going to get like some skin lesions or
Ringworm.
Well, yeah, ringworm maybe.
I've
You
gotten
can
ringworm
totally
and it
get
wasn't,
ringworm.
and it was not from wearing vintage clothing.
I'm talking ringworm. I'm talking lice. I'm talking bed bugs. I'm talking fleas. I'm talking scabies. I'm talking crabs. Could
Maybe
be an
COVID.
option.
Sounds like my Friday night.
Jack, you have doubted this, but I've just, without much effort, riffed off about 6 things that you could potentially get.
Can't wait to get them, baby. I'll let you guys know tomorrow.
Oh, this person in the chat says rashes from dust.
Yeah. Jack, you're gonna get some rashes.
Well, let's update us next week.
I've got tons
But,
of things. I got a bunch of shit on my body. There
This
can't
is
be
why we have such a good like reoccurring user base with this show. Like already we've built such a following, and it's mainly because people want to come back and find out if we've developed any new ailments from one of the
New
things that we've
lesions.
done wrong in our lives.
This week on New Lesions.
Yeah.
with all these things, precious.
You know what's a weird
Legion
thing
check,
is that
2020.
Jack is the only one that's still in Nashville, and I usually live in Nashville, but I'm visiting family right now.
Yeah. But I'm
you
a
moved?
Nashville boy now. Yeah.
You just
Is that
reloaded.
the Nashville voice?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Well,
Oh man.
you guys have a good show. I'm excited. Oh, wait. I had a question for you, Harry Potter people.
Uh-huh.
You said it was his birthday, but do you know how old he is? Did we discuss this?
Oh,
Harry
like,
Potter, not the actor.
Like how old he would be now?
Correct.
Let's go to the chat for that.
Well,
I know the answer. Don't look.
hang on.
Oh, what?
Hang on. This is confusing because I would like to.
God damn it! Why did I even ask this?
Well, look. So the books are set in a certain time. You know how old he is. But then at the end of the book, in the last one, it jumps ahead and he's an adult man with kids and stuff. So are we talking about him being adult
Based on his birthday.
Okay. I don't know.
I guess like
40? Would he be 40?
29.
He was 28. He was born on 23rd of July, 1989. When he started at Hogwarts, it was the 1st of September, 91, which would have made him 11.
So, this is good. So that's to say then that the flash forward at the end of the book, where we see him as an older guy, would be our future still.
I'm gonna go. I regret
That
this
has
so
yet to
much.
that has yet to
All right,
come.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. I see
Is
it.
it time?
I see what's going on here. Jack, have you watched the new season of Umbrella Academy yet?
I have not, but I look forward to it because I was a big fan of the first one, and yeah, really stoked.
It's exciting.
Very excited.
Anyway, I feel like maybe it's time for some wonderful news.
Coming to you live from CTL Studios, it's wonderful news.
In this week's wonderful news, with the Pentagon UFO unit in the spotlight, report mentions off-world vehicles not made on this Earth.
I've been saying it. I've been saying it for 10 damn years. Ain't I been saying it, Miguel? Huh? I've been saying it.
That one caught me off guard. I didn't know that was coming. That's amazing.
Randy Quaid. Maybe.
Randy Quaid. A long-hidden UFO investigative unit within the Pentagon will make some of its findings public, according to the New York Times. The unit, which is now part of the Office of Naval Intelligence, has spent over a decade discussing mysterious events in classified briefings. A government contractor told the Times that he gave a classified briefing to the Department of Defense in March, describing retrievals from off-world vehicles not made on this Earth, in quotes. The unit standardizes, in quotes, collection and reporting on unidentified aerial phenomenon, any links they have to adversarial foreign governments, and the threat they pose to U.S. military assets and installations. The report, however, says that the committee remains concerned that there is no unified comprehensive process within the federal government for collecting and analyzing intelligence on unidentified aerial phenomena, despite its potential threat. So, what we're saying here is that there appeared to be some indications that unknown materials, off-world materials potentially, in vehicular form have been, in fact, collected by the government. And we are making our best efforts to figure out what's going on there and whether they pertain to little green men or whether they pertain to, adversarial technology from outside of our country.
Let's fucking go, baby.
But I'm psyched because I
Let's
think
go.
it's aliens. I always think it's aliens.
Yeah, no, I mean 1,000%. What else would it be?
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's coming, and they're gonna be really disappointed when they get
This is
here.
the weekly Tom DeLonge update.
Yeah. It's really interesting though, because that you mentioned Tom, because I've watched some of the things he's put out onto the interwebs, and I've been very skeptical about it. I've been like this, I just don't know. I don't know, and I don't know what to believe. But he's always seemed so sure and so all in. And now it's kind of crazy to see a little bit more of this information start to become public. And it's like, maybe Tom was right all along.
I'd like to think that he's probably right about
kinda here for
certain
it.
things, but I'm here for it too. I've always been a believer, but I think that it's way less I think the stories are way more exaggerated than the reality of it. I think that there's a couple things we have, and maybe there's been one or two sightings, but I don't think that every time someone fucking screams aliens that they saw aliens,
No. I think that's all very reactionary to, the unknown and the fact that we don't know enough about it. But I kind of think there's something going on right now.
For sure,
It's bubbling up, which is nice.
1,000% there is alien shit on this planet.
I would probably agree with you.
Yeah.
I would probably agree with you. And I just hope they brought cake. Because that's the least you could do if you're going to make a house call.
Humans are cake.
The humans are cake.
The humans are cake.
Oh, man. A man parades down the street wearing nothing but a mask. This is true. A man strolled down central London's most popular shopping street last Friday with only a mask. And when I first read this headline, I was like, well, nudity is a way to express yourself. And as long as he was being safe, then that's fine. But there's a twist to this story. The man was not wearing the mask on his mouth or nose.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, the man was nonchalantly walking down Oxford Street naked except for a face mask covering his privates. Many people took pictures. A lot of people stared. It was unclear what prompted the stunt, but masks became a required device in British shops, and maybe this was an act of protest, or maybe it was an act of celebration. But we have a picture of the man. There he is.
Yeah, wow, he's hot.
He's ripped.
That is a hot boy.
He's a stud, which
Hell
is
yeah.
exciting. But you know what, man? I'm frustrated by this though, because also throw that picture back up. What really sucks here is like this woman sitting on the bench, just like,
I don't want any part of this. She's like, I just came to fucking buy a couple shirts.
yeah, I'm here to buy Nikes. Like,
God damn.
get out. Yeah, so while that's an aggressive move, I gotta say, like, I'm all for the expression of self, but
Yeah.
I'm not super happy that he's not wearing a mask where you're supposed to wear one.
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
what I was gonna say. You can still spread corona that way. Your penis
Cover
is
your
not.
GD nose and mouth, dude.
Yeah.
That's all we ask. Otherwise,
But also- yeah,
celebrate. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I can't help but think how terrible me and you would look doing that.
The picture would not be that flattering on account of the body hair.
It would just be all this hair and fucking just getting intertwined with other hairs and in the mask, and it'd be terrible.
Yeah. It's, it's a fashion choice that I have experimented with in the privacy of my own home,
Yeah.
but it's not for the streets of London. I'll tell you that much. A plan to trap and relocate the selfie bear has been concocted in Mexico. An online campaign has been launched to stop a beloved bear from being trapped and relocated. That's right, folks. Come to the defense of one bear. The black bear became an internet sensation last week when footage was posted of it appearing to pose for a selfie with a hiker in Mexico's Chipinque ecological park. But Mexican authorities said they had set several non-lethal traps for the bear so it could be relocated. A petition at change.org has more than 135,000 signatures and calls for the bear to be left alone. It says people should instead be kept out of the park in northern Mexico because of the coronavirus lockdown. The bear had approached a group of hikers standing on two legs to paw at them and check them out. It appeared to rest its chin on a woman's shoulder and look into the camera as if posing for a selfie. We have video evidence that I would like to see right now.
No se muevan.
No, absolutely fucking not.
That thing
with
is
that.
definitely trying to mount her.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's like, at least he's basically being like, come with me.
Why is
Into my
everyone being so
underground
chill? I
facilities.
mean, I would be like, I'll just be bolting.
I have always heard, I've heard very, don't trust my bear advice whatsoever, unless it pertains to our blonde bear, of course.
Bear this week's on bear advice.
Yeah, bear advice. It's a new segment. But like, I'm pretty, he's staring into my soul. I'm pretty fucking sure that you shouldn't stand there and take selfies with a bear. I'm pretty sure if you see one roll up, you're meant to try and intimidate them with black bears. They're like a kind of skittish breed, and you're supposed to kind of like shoo them away, and they'll usually
Where's
run.
Ryan?
So I've heard. So it's if this is the saying.
Here we go.
Ready, Ryan? 3, 2, 1.
What are you gonna start with? What are you gonna start with?
Black bear.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
If it's black,
fight back.
attack. If it's brown, lie down.
If it's white,
If it's
say
white,
goodnight.
you're fucked.
Yeah. So if it's black, fight back, meaning they're kind of like the black bears are kind of more scared and like they'll run away. If it's brown, lie down, just play dead, and hopefully they'll run away.
Grizzly bear, brown bear, they'll get you.
If it's a polar bear, you're just ripped out.
And this
What if
begs
it's
the
blonde?
question: if it's blonde, take it out for gin and tonics.
I
Turn
can't
it
think
on.
of anything that rhymes with blonde.
Turn it on.
No,
No?
no, Jack. We're not here for that. We're not here for that today. No,
Oh,
I will say this.
my mom just said bond. If it's blonde,
If
create
it's blonde,
a bond.
create a bond.
Oh, a
Thanks,
loving
Mom.
bond.
Kathy, yes, coming
Okay.
through. I love that.
Hey, the name's Bond. Bear Bond.
Blonde bond.
Blonde bear bond.
Guys, we celebrate bears a lot on this show. You know that. If you happen to cross one, don't mingle with it. Don't try to coexist with that boy. He's gonna be too powerful for you, and it will end with your face being devoured. And I don't want that for you because I love your faces. Simple as that.
The last thing we want is a lawsuit because a Crash Test Live fan
The
decided
guys
to
on
take on a
CTL.
bear.
The guys on CTL told me to take selfies with this bear.
And now I have no face.
And now I have no face.
Off. Face off.
He took my face off. Japan's slowest roller coaster stops and passengers fail to notice. A passenger on the ride said she hadn't realized the ride had stopped moving while on a day out at a Japanese amusement park. The, quote, slowest roller coaster in Japan derailed this week, and nobody noticed. A wheel on one of the cars disengaged from the rail, causing the family coaster at Arakawa Amusement Park in Arakawa Ward, Tokyo, ground to a halt. With 7 adults and 12 children trapped and the ride 4 meters above the ground. The situation could have sparked panic. However, thanks to the leisurely pace of the ride, nobody was really that bothered. The coaster was moving so slowly, I didn't notice it had stopped. A woman in her 30s said, what does her age matter? The ride is billed on the park's website as the slowest roller coaster in Japan. And I don't know if you remember talking about this, but there was also something that just went out not too long ago in Japan asking patrons of parks to not scream on roller coasters. And the messaging that went along with that was, if you have to scream, scream inside. And I love it so much.
I love the thought of anyone doing anything anywhere and just screaming inside.
Jack, that's
Just
I'm screaming on the inside all the
Sitting alone in your living room, no TV on, you're just sitting there just screaming inside. Just
It's like the picture of the kid in the class where his face is just red, bulging.
Yeah,
it's
I
that.
love
It's
that.
that embodied. We have a video
fan
of
group,
this.
the fan or the chat's just like I'm always
I'm always screaming
inside.
internally. Exactly. Too relatable. Too real. Can we see a video of this contraption? I gotta take a look. It sucks.
What the fuck? So bad.
Why even go on it?
Everyone's just like screaming,
It's
literally screaming inside.
It's adorable,
Yeah.
but what's the point? Good news is no injuries resulted from the breakdown.
You couldn't hurt your thing. You couldn't hurt yourself on that thing if you tried.
No, that's not true. I bent down to pick up a peanut that I dropped and hit my head on the straps and was injured mortally. It took my face off.
Mortally.
A Vermont farmer has returned a prosthetic leg that a skydiver lost during a jump. That's right. This is kindness. This is kindness among strangers, and we need more of this in the world and on CTL. A Vermont skydiver who lost his prosthetic leg during a jump has it back thanks to a farmer who kept an eye out for it and spotted it in a soybean field. Double amputee Chris Marcres of Hyde Park went for a jump at Vermont Skydiving Adventures in West Addison, lost one of his legs after leaping from the plane, a prosthetic leg. Misplaced it. I think my adrenaline was so high in the moment, he says, and I was just so excited that I didn't realize I had lost it until after the fact. Macres, who was harnessed to an instructor, landed safely. Then he put out the word on social media that the leg had gone missing. What a name, Jeff. Farmer Joe Marcelkowski saw the post before finding the leg on Sunday in a soybean field. Beyond a few scratches, it was undamaged. You've always got to keep an eye out, says the farmer, who compared the discovery to a needle in a haystack. He said he was grateful he found the leg and was able to return it. Macra said that losing the leg turned into a positive experience. We kind of take it for granted sometimes how many truly good people there are in the world.
Hero of the week. Hey.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. See, I love this. I love
That's
that.
sick.
Like last week, I feel like this week we had to balance out the guy that stole the big dildo. So this was this was the returning of appendages.
Can you imagine just a leg flying out of the sky, falling out of the sky?
Can you imagine finding it in the middle of your field too?
Yeah, I love that.
Just kind of roll through and you're like, oh.
Humanity, bro.
Hey, there's hope. There is hope.
Yeah.
Finally, a fox steals over 100 shoes in Berlin, Germany. That's right. Residents of one Berlin neighborhood were bemused when their shoes began disappearing. The prolific shoe thief turned out to be a fashion-conscious fox with a passion for footwear. A fox has stolen around 100 shoes from people's homes. All types of footwear started disappearing from outside the homes in the district, including slippers, sandals, and sneakers, before the unlikely thief was unmasked by local resident Christian Mayer. Mayer initially noticed his running shoes had disappeared and posted an inquiry on Germany's community notice board sharing platform, nebenan.de. After posting, it became apparent that his were not the only ones to have vanished, and apparently someone's camera maybe turned up some evidence. Let's take a look. And there's the culprit.
Holy
Caught in the
shit,
act.
dude.
Caught
I
in the
love
act.
that so much. Good boy, Foxley.
Yeah. Swiper, no swiping. Indeed, says the chat.
I love that.
That's a bad boy. It's a bad boy.
But he's good.
He's a good bad boy. Return
He's
the
a good
shoes. Return the shoes immediately, Fox. You know it. You know what's right. You know you have to do the right thing.
It's a good
That's
boy.
this week's wonderful news, bud.
A lot of good shit, man.
It was good. It was enlightening and uplifting. I feel nice
Yes.
about it. You know, I feel nice.
We
about
all
it,
need
and I'm
that,
grateful.
man.
Yeah, we need a little bit of that in our lives. I'm very excited right now to bring on a guest, a wonderful guest, a man who we've known for quite some time, toured with our side project All Time Low, and it's just a pleasure to be around and a nice dude. And I'm excited that he wanted to come on and chat with us. I would like to introduce now Ben of Neck Deep.
Yo, what's up? I'm stoked to be the pick for the live interview.
Yeah, dude, this is gonna be interesting. Like we were nervous when we started doing this show again to make our interview segment live because just so much can happen, and sometimes it's as simple as like the connection's bad and it just falls apart because of shitty Wi-Fi, but like. No, it's not pre-recorded. Let me be easy. It's
God
not. This is real.
damn it.
Can we do something? How do we do something to prove that we're live right now?
Show up though. Do you have today's newspaper clipping?
How do we prove that we're live?
I don't know. Fuck.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna.
I've got paper right here.
Okay. Oh god.
Hold on. I'm gonna write a message to prove.
Yeah.
Wait, there's no way we can prove
This is like a proof of life thing. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, look. Here's my calendar. I'm just making sure there's no sensitive information. I'm going to cover the StreamYard link for a second. Right there, it says episode 8 broadcast. I don't know if you guys can see it with the time. Boom.
Yeah.
And it's happening right now. So this is real. This is real.
Also, things would be going a lot smoother if this was pre-taped. I'm just gonna say this would have been.
We probably wouldn't be doing.
What to say?
It's
Just
Yeah.
Oh wait, if everyone wants to see this is real, it's live. I've got the time right now.
22:31 UK time. Quick math.
I love it so much.
22 minus 12.
Yeah, you
Thank
guys
you.
might be the fucking-
Thank you for helping prove
right?
to the world that our show is not a sham, Ben.
Dude, I'm just trying to elevate you guys, I'm
We
just trying
just-
to make sure that it goes as good as it can, man.
We
I'm
really
trying
brought
do
you
that.
here to just legitimize this whole operation.
Yeah, no, I think it's working.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, let's get into it. What's good, man? How are things? Because I feel like it's been a little while since we've all caught up personally and chatted and checked in, and so yeah. Just first and foremost, like what's going on? How are you?
Yeah, good. Like obviously released the record like last week, so
Yes.
that was like kind of at the forefront of everything we were doing, and then now it's been out for a week, and we've had like the first week back. It's kind of like now would be the time that we go in and tour, and it's like what now? Like you know what I mean?
Welcome to 2020, my boy.
I know
We've gone through a very similar situation, and it's very, very weird. We might as well just get right into the record since that's where we're at now. But so the new album is called All Distortions Are Intentional.
Nice.
You, as you said, put it out last week. which is a noble thing, I think. With everything that's going on, I think putting out music right now as a band, as an artist, is what you have to do. You know, I think you can't let the changes in an ever evolving and quite scary world at the moment affect how you put your art out there for people. Because I think at the end of the day, it's helpful, you know. And I'm sure you guys feel similarly to us, because we went through this as well in April. And I mean, I guess just first and foremost, how does it feel to have a record out in all of this? And you know, how are you navigating that? Are you guys excited about everything? I'm sure you must be.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword, really. Like it's good in a lot of ways that, like, you know, you're giving your fans something, and especially, you know, I think the record kind of tugs on the heartstrings a little bit. You know, I think it's kind of pertinent to the time, so I think that's been good for fans, and I think that's been a good outlet, and it's given us a bunch to do, you know, leading up to this record. But like I said, now that it's out, it's like, oh shit! Like,
so what's next?
Yeah, in a way, it's like a great time to be releasing music, because it's like, you know, everyone's attention is on their phones, and everyone is, like, you know, fully up to date with everything that's happening, and people are wanting like some kind of you know, something to look forward to. But then when it's out, it's like, oh shit, kind of like
I like that you said it tugs on the heartstrings, because this is one of those years where it's hard to feel anything.
Oh, dude, yeah, exactly.
like you have no emotion. Like, you wake up every day and it's like Groundhog Day. It's like, what can I? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
what crazy fucking thing is gonna happen today?
It's either
how much
like
weirder can it get? Yeah,
exactly. It's either immense waves of like sort of tension and anxiety and whatever, or it's just like, I've gone numb again, and that feels nice. Like,
dude, that was one of those days for me today. I woke up today, I was just like, shit. I got just out of nowhere, just no reason for it whatsoever, but just like, oh shit, another day, fucking just with it. Like, I don't know, like, we can kind of see our friends where we're at now. Like, in the UK, things are okay. Like, we can kind of see people and whatever, but it's not just like, sick, I'm gonna go and like do this or do this or whatever, go watch a movie, and it's just kind of like, another day of doing next to nothing.
Another day in doom. For sure.
Yeah, it's just kind of grim. But, you know,
that being said, if you don't mind, so you kind of touched on the fact that you said that there's some things on this record that are pertinent to what's going on right now in the world. And I was wondering, you guys worked with Matt Squire on this record, who we have both known for a long time. We worked with Matt years ago, and he's a great friend.
A lot of good things to say about you guys. So.
I love that dude, and he's a great producer. And when did you guys write and record this album? Was it pre all of this madness, or was it during?
No, it was just pre. It
Wow.
was like on the cusp of the pre. So like, it was literally, we finished up like just before Christmas, and then it was obviously in like January, shit kind of like went really weird.
Yeah.
So we wrote and recorded it all like just before. We didn't let anyone know when we were recording it, because we were like, we wanted to be like weird and moody about it, and like not let anyone know. So we were like,
hell yes.
Sometimes that's what you need, though. You got to just like keep it to yourselves.
I think like, and even still, we had such a long run up to the record as well, that like by the time that it came out, like it was already like, I think we had drilled it into people. So if we were drilling it into people from like the second of like, hey, we're in the studio, it would have been weird. But so like November, December, we recorded it, and there was still a lot of like weird political rumblings happening around then. And even though it's not like a political record, it's still definitely kind of like fed into like what we were talking about. And,
that shit still affects your mood, and that mood goes into the studio, you know?
Yeah, exactly, man. And like, that was kind of what I wanted to focus on with it. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, you guys need to write a political record, because we've written some political songs in the past, but like, as far as I'm concerned, we're not fucking Rage Against the Machine. Like, we're not gonna fucking write.
It's not your brand per se. It's like, you know, if it comes up, sure, but it's not what you're trying to like push on people, I guess.
And like with that shit, you have to be so fucking bang on with what you're talking about. If you get one little thing wrong, it's just gonna be a bad time. 100%. But it was more like like what Jack was saying, like, it's more about how that affects you personally, not necessarily down to like, oh, I'm annoyed about the politics, but it's more just about like, God, everything's so crazy.
The press and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's something very interesting about that, because obviously not everybody is looking for an album or a body of work or a band or anything to sort of sell them on a political message. I mean, that's great too. And like you said, if it's done effectively and it checks all the boxes, then that can be so powerful and so moving. But I think what's really interesting about, what you said about your record is that it's what you're feeling, it's what you're living at the time, and that almost transcends because people who are listening to it are going to take those same things away. They're gonna everybody's going through this together.
And I wanted to focus on the individual, man. Like, I didn't want it to be about like this general, like, society-wide kind of like reaction to how things are folding out. Like, it is about the individual. It's about the listener. It's about how it makes you feel amongst all this. Even if like politics isn't even your big concern or whatever, like, just the state of the world is gonna have an impact on you mentally. And that was a big thing. And like, again, like, if we miss the mark on a totally political record, it's like, I don't know. And as well, it got to a point where I think people have, at least when we were writing this record, it was actually like in the height of like Brexit and UK elections and all that sort of stuff. And we were so sick of hearing about it. Like, the election night was while we were at the studio, and I was raging. I'd say I'm probably the more political dude out of the band, and I was raging.
Yeah.
And I think everyone was just kind of like, oh god, like, I don't think anyone would have had the energy for a political record. It's tiring, right?
Totally. It's only an escape, dude.
It's like
you're seeing it all day on the internet. You need an escape. You need something different for sure.
Yeah, we didn't want to shove a politics down people's throats when they're probably looking for like the opposite of that right now. So in a way, that's kind of worked out pretty well for us. Like, that was kind of a smart move. Like, not
Are there some breakup songs on there?
Yeah, kind of. Well, it's like, maybe not. I think this is what, like, 99.9 of the response has been like super overwhelmingly positive, and the other like 1% was like just not moody enough. Not like, I don't know. But to me, like, it's like, I'm not a teenage dude like crying over his ex-girlfriend anymore. So there's like maybe one breakup song on the record, but generally, because it's like, it's a whole story the whole way through. It's like it's a concept record. Loosely.
No, I love that though. I feel like, you know what? That's interesting. I feel like there's there's always a really negative connotation that's tied to like making a concept record. And I feel the same way about it. Like, people have asked me that before, because one of our former records was sort of that. And like, every time I talked about it, I did the exact same thing that you just did there, where I'm like, fucking concept record. Like, it's not really.
Yeah.
But like, it's okay. It's okay to kind of go there. Like,
dude,
I think weaving a story can be really, really interesting. And so like, what exactly were you going for? What story are you telling on this record? If it's sort of connected, and what's the takeaway for people?
Yeah, well, I mean, the story focuses around two characters. So we have Jet, who is like the main character, who is like loosely based on myself, or like the weirder parts of myself, I guess.
Sure.
He lives in a fictional world called Sonderland. Kind of like, the word Sonder means to like the realization that everyone like even passers-by in the street have a life as vivid and complex as your own, which is
cool.
Right.
Very,
no,
very
that's
broody.
Incredible.
But no, so we played off on that, and basically it's about his story. He's looking at the world around him, has no connection to the world around him, hates the world around him, feels completely isolated and alienated from kind of expectations of society and the world, and meets a girl, falls in love, and it's kind of like this simultaneous battle with his like quite severe mental health issues, and then while also falling in love. And the takeaway at the end being that purpose and happiness kind of comes in small packages, and it's found in the smallest things. And generally, you shouldn't beat yourself up over wanting to like be somebody or be impressive to people, but really that, love and happiness is all you really need. And the big takeaway from that just being fuck everything else, really. And it's the journey of coming to that realization is kind of what the story's about.
Yeah, I fucking love that, because I feel like, as you said, right now especially, I feel like we need stories like that, because again, it's not necessarily about this big picture thing. It's about what we all individually are feeling as ourselves in all this together. And it's somehow both so removed because of how isolated we all are from one another, but it's so interconnected as well on a big picture kind of level. And what you said was really kind of important just then, in that, that every time you pass someone in the street, that person is the star of their own adventure as well. They're the main character in their story. And I think a lot of the time, not to get too heavy, but like, we forget that. It's so easy to forget that, because
the world doesn't revolve around me.
Well, it does
That's-
and it doesn't. That's kind of
It
that's
does
kind
and
of the
it doesn't.
realization. Your world
Yeah,
revolves
yeah.
around you, but yeah, like that was
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
like something that I had like not battled with, but just pondered and like. You know, we all think of ourselves, and rightly so, to an extent, that we're like the center of our universe and that everything revolves around
The
us. and it
Truman
does.
Show, baby.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then,
Yeah.
but you realize eventually that there is a whole world outside of your little bubble. And like, again, I love when I stumbled upon that concept of like Sonder and what that meant. I was like, oh damn, that's
Powerful
like
shit.
putting a word to like the feeling I've had of
Hell
like
yeah.
walking past someone and just thinking like, what's their life like? Like, what's their deal, you know? And even as a kid, man, just realizing like making friends with people and laughing at the same shit and then going like, we find the same stuff funny, so it's not just me that thinks like that, like you think like that too. Shit, we all think the same. And realizing that there's also another word for like the opposite of that, where you truly think that like you kind of like control the universe. Like I guess it's kind of like manifestation and all that stuff. People who are like super into their manifestation, which like I've definitely gone down that rabbit hole before, but there's like another word which is basically like you think that everything is yours and you like control the world and shit. And it's kind of like I don't know. I went down a fucking rabbit hole with this record, man. I was like,
but I love that. And I
was
think
like doing a thesis on this shit.
I think what's really fascinating about that whole thing is that there's some truth to both, and that there's probably the ultimate truth right in the middle of those two things, where you have this ideology that, you know, the story does revolve around you because you're the main character in your head, versus having the awareness to look at the people around you and go, yeah, but they're also feeling that way about themselves, and everybody's in this together. And it's like, if we could all land on that realization, it's potentially like it would be better for everyone, you know, if we could admit that while we are the star of our own show internally, everyone's the star of their show as well. And so it's not for us to dictate, you know, how those people go about living their lives. And there's something very fascinating in that, because I think it would probably, we could all benefit from taking that inward look, most likely, and really dwelling on it. And it seems like you have, which is sick. And it makes me that much more excited to dive in on this album now, knowing that that's where you were going with it. That I don't know. That's really
man.
cool.
I feel like you need that backup with concept records and stuff. Like that's kind of been the annoying, like not annoying part, but like the kind of like having to explain it a lot, because it's a little tiring sometimes having to be like, oh, it's about this and this and this, and you have to know this to kind of get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's what makes it cool. So
someone in the chat just said, "Wow, this is deep." Neck deep.
Hey, dude,
deep.
if I like, dude, I don't have a fucking brand ever. Like, I am like the least savvy with any of that shit at all.
Yeah.
But like, I've always I talk so much, and if someone gets me on some weird like ethereal lucid conversation about like consciousness and weirdness and just like connection between people, I'm
fucking
like, hello,
lead singers, man,
Ben,
can't live with them.
Ben, I love you so much, and you're speaking my language. And if we could just remove Jack from this, and this is the Ben and Alex show now.
Yeah,
and he's
there
gone.
we go.
That's so sick.
All right, have fun, boy.
Yeah, peace. No, Ben, how are the rest of the dudes? And where like, so two kind of general questions. How are the dudes? And where like, what's next? I mean, in this landscape, we kind of already said that it's hard to know. But yeah, like, what are you guys prepping for this? You know, having a record out in this COVID.
I have no
world.
fucking clue, dude. I mean, like,
fair answer.
We have some in-store type scenarios. Like, we got some of those coming up in like November, so even then it's still like a while off. But they're like the closest things that like right now that we've got coming up shows. We do have shows penciled in for September and December, but being completely honest, let's be real, like, that ain't
Who
fucking,
knows? Yeah, who fucking
like,
knows?
it's so fucking up in the air right now. Like, it's just, we're holding on to them, probably being fucking idiots, like thinking, like, oh yeah, sure, we'll get it. But as the days go by, it's like ever increasingly just more and more unlikely. So
yeah, we've been in the same boat, man. I feel you. It's so strange to have these sort of like very tangible dates where you have an expectation of like being able to finally fulfill some sort of thing that would be payoff for all the hard work you put in on the creative. But like, yeah, it's just there.
Well, also try not to
target.
get your hopes up because you don't
Yeah.
know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Such a-
Exactly, dude. Like even these install
Yeah.
things we got coming up could be like totally, in a month's time could be like off the cards completely. But like I was literally just talking to the dudes about this because like we, record's been out, number 4 record in the UK. Stoked
Hell
on
yeah!
that.
Congrats.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
so
amazing.
we were like fucking buzzed off that, but it's like there's still this weird like it almost feels like it's still not out yet because we're not
Yeah.
immediately on the road like playing shows to people. So it's kind of like, oh god, who knows? Like who knows what we do? But I think like we've managed to like like we've started like streaming on Twitch and stuff. Like we've started like playing video games and doing like old album listen throughs and stuff like that. And that's been really sick. That's been like a good way of keeping things going. And like I heard you guys like talking at the start of the show like about how a little community is kind of building and you're starting to get, and it's same thing's happening with us. Like that's been like the super unexpected side effect of it all is like, oh, sick. This is actually really cool to like get on the stream every week and then see the same people in the chat and you start to recognize the names and you start
I think that fans are starting to realize how also boring band dudes are.
That's basically it.
Yeah, like we don't have a life.
We've removed the mystery, and now everybody knows how much we suck.
I know.
Band dudes just sit around playing video games all day, just like
Dude, there'll be some streams that we like put a lot of effort into and we plan and they're like super sick and we're like, yeah, this is fucking sick. And then they'll have some days where it's like just me or just West playing a video game and it's kind of like, yeah. I mean, at one point I fucking revealed my email address being a dumbass. I was like, oh, wait, how do I invite this dude? Reveal my email address. I was like, okay, that's gone. Luckily, it was like kind of a throwaway email.
How is that gone now? Because I feel like that could even be like a really interesting thing to dive into. Like that needs to be like your live stream now just needs to be you fielding random emails that you get.
Yeah, I mean, luckily haven't had to, well, as well, it's an old ass email address that I just use as like my like that's how like my throwaway that I just use for like dumb shit, just like whatever. So
that's
like
the one you gave
like,
me, right?
Nah, you got my legit one. You got the real one.
Thanks.
You got the real one. But still, it's kind of I could do that though. I could like bait myself, or at least do like. I remember there was a super weird social media platform. Like it was very short lived, and it was in maybe like 2008 or 9, and it was called Formspring. And it was like you could just ask people like anonymous questions, and at the time that was like, whoa, this is so cool.
Right.
But I could like kind of bring that back and just be like, right, here's an email address of mine. You can email me anonymously or whatever, but just say like whatever the fuck you want to do, and that could be sick. All right, I've come on the show, and you've just given us better ideas to how to make our shit better. So
hell yeah,
I love that.
There's the benefit already.
10%, please.
Yeah, royalties. We will be coming to collect.
There is 5 penny. That's 5 threepence for you there. some shillings for you. Absolutely no.
Man. And finally, I noticed that you have a very good boy with you. Well, he was with you. There's a cute little dog. And before we would be remiss if we didn't introduce this pup on the show.
Come here, bud. Oh, he is so lazy. Like he was sat here for a little while.
Whole time.
Now
left.
He's sat like just over here, and I'm saying, "Come here," and he's literally just looking at me.
He's like, "Nah, dude, I'm over it." Yeah.
Hey, what's this? Come and say hello. No, he's literally.
It's okay. It's okay.
Going, nah.
That's how I would feel too. Yeah. If I had relocated to my napping position, I'd be like, nah.
Dude, he's a fucking weird dog though, man. He's the best, but because he's a bulldog, so he's just like super. They're just weird. They're just weird dogs. They sleep so much, and they just have these weird personality tweaks. Literally 2-3 a.m. last night, I was like kind of just getting off to sleep. He's like in his like little like crate thing that's in the corner, and he literally just threw up the most. Throw up I've ever seen in my life.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy.
And
get it out.
My girlfriend was like fast asleep. I was like, sick.
We'll deal with it in the morning.
Dude, there's as a dog owner, there's
part of me that was like that, but I was like, no, I could not do that, dude. Plus this house gets I don't know if you can tell, it's fucking hot in the UK at the minute. Like
I heard that, yeah.
Believe it or not, fucking newsflash, it's warm here.
The sun is out.
Yeah, the sun has returned to the UK.
Incredible.
And so it's super fucking hot. And so, like, dude, hot room, dog vomit, Not
There's
not
a-
the horniest
Sounds like a
time.
'90s record.
Jack,
Hot room
you
dog
don't own
vomit.
a dog. You don't have a dog. I know you.
Way to rub
want
it in
a
my
dog.
face.
No. I was gonna say I know you want a dog, and you've been like kind of pondering, and there is nothing quite like when you're a dog owner, the awareness you learn to have while you're asleep of what it sounds like when your dog starts barfing.
Oh yeah.
It will wrench me from the deepest sleep, and I'll just hear like a subtle thing in the corner of the room.
And
I'm
you're
like,
a
"Oh,
hard
it's
man to
beautiful."
wake up.
It's crazy. I am, but I
I could have someone
without
with
fail.
a megaphone in my face, like yelling at my face to wake up. But if my dog even like remotely like grumbles, I'm like, what the fuck? What
It's
are
a
you
thing.
doing?
It's like a sixth sense.
Yeah, man, it
It's
is.
crazy.
Yeah, it'll change your life, dude. Get a dog. Get a fucking
get yourself a
bulldog.
dog.
Yeah, you got it, man. Yeah, West recently
Fine.
got one, and
I just
he
get,
is
like, 4
like
dogs.
he's a complete man now. He is the
hell
full complete final
Hell
form
yeah.
West. So,
It's such a cool thing because like you think you know how rad it's going to be, and then you actually get in it, and you're like, this is so much more fulfilling than I ever realized. It's
kinda
hard.
wish-
It's hard.
I gotta
work,
figure out how to
but-
take care of myself first, though.
that is important. Yeah,
Like I can't be waking up and throwing up myself and my dog throwing up at the same time. Like it's
no,
just
but you
one-
can because that's the one thing that I love about my dog, and I think it's just across the board of all dogs. They will never ever judge you, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like you can be the biggest piece of shit, you can be in the most foul mood, be whatever, and your dog will just be like, "I love you. What
I
are you
love
doing?
you.
Where are we going? Yeah,
Not
what are we
me.
doing?" So yeah.
100% validation at all times.
Yeah, and that's what we all want, dude. Validate.
yeah.
Dog is
Hell yeah.
ultimate validation.
Pulls you back from the brink. Dude, thank you so much for
Thanks, Ben.
coming on
Appreciate
today,
it,
man.
dude.
No worries, guys.
It's
Thanks
been
for
really
having
nice
us.
to catch up with you. And
Yeah, I was saying to Ryan, like I was like sat waiting. Like sometimes when you jump on podcasts, sometimes it's like you jump in, you do the bit, or it's like a pre-recorded bit.
Right.
But like I was watching the show coming up to it, I really enjoyed it. It's sick.
Oh,
Hell yeah,
It's a really
thanks,
cool
dude.
show,
so
man.
much, man.
Like
It's good
genuinely,
fun.
really, really cool.
Thank
so
you.
yeah.
Well, dude, it was born out of the same thing that, like we were talking about, with trying to figure out better ways to connect with people while we can't be out on the road. It was just like let's do this, and it's been fun.
Well, it's working, man. It's a really good show. So yeah,
Thanks, dude.
congrats.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
brother.
And congratulations on the number 4 record in the UK. That's so sick. I'm so happy for you guys. The album is called All Distortions Are Intentional. It is out now. If you have not yet picked it up or given it a listen, please go and listen because it sounds absolutely fascinating, and I'm stoked. Ben, dude, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
Good
you.
to see you.
Take it easy.
Later,
Yeah.
man.
Hell yeah.
Ben Barlow, Neck Deep,
Nice boy.
the homie.
Nice boy with some good stories.
Yeah, man, that was cool. That was a good chat. I didn't expect us to get that deep, but
Yeah.
I guess TBE.
We're
With,
friends. He's a friend.
Yeah, it was great. It was so great. Jack, you need to go line up a snack because the next segment involves you eating.
Yeah, I got to
we're gonna
pee
take,
as well.
We're going to take a very short break, a little pee-pee break. And when we get back, we will be back with Jack's snacks. Don't go anywhere. This is Crash Test Live. We love y'all. See you in a sec.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Yes.
I had my camera off. I almost blew it.
Oh,
But I'm here
Alex.
now. I'm here now.
don't scare me like that.
Don't you worry. Chat's excited for this part, man. People
they're excited.
get really hyped on Jack Snacks, which is great.
They like the snacks.
They love them.
They love
love
the
us.
snacks. So Alex, I have to admit, I went back to cereal for this episode.
Oh my god.
We're back to cereal, baby, because the best snacks are cereal.
I disagree, and that might be a good.
You're not a cereal guy.
I like cereal, but I don't love
But
it
you don't
for
love
every
it.
snack. Like I like it, but I like you, but I don't like you like you.
I've been trying.
like
I've
you,
been
but I
staring at this cereal for a really long time, and I'm really excited for it.
What? Like you've had it? Do you have like a cabinet of
Yes.
like snacks that are coming up next, and you just look at them and talk to them and
Yes,
stuff?
and I've really wanted to try this one, and I've fucking been staring at it for like probably 5 weeks now. I'm not even kidding with you. So
This has been the
Twinkie
one. that you-
cereal.
Oh my god!
Twinkie cereal, baby.
No. No way.
Let's go.
That cannot be a thing.
Let's go.
So let me get this straight. Post and Hostess
Hostess.
have
Got in
teamed
bed
up.
together
teamed up to make a collab record,
to make
a split EP.
I'm stoked, baby. It's just a bunch of little Twinkies.
Calamy says Jack has a White Claw fridge, but he needs a cereal cabinet. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm actually really excited for this one.
I'm curious about does it have a cream center like the Twinkie?
I doubt it, but I will say, you know what it smells like? You might be able to relate to this because you've probably had this. You know French Toast Crunch cereal? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it smells exactly
So it's almost like there's like some cinnamon to it?
Yeah, it's like a little French toast.
That's a little odd though, because Twinkies do not typically involve cinnamon
No.
in general.
I mean, it smells like Twinkies with a little bit of cinnamon.
Oh, okay, this is interesting. Can you throw that back up, Reed? So Solmio asks, what the hell are Twinkies? Some of us are not American, and I cry. So for those of you who are not familiar with the very, very, very American snack, Twinkies, a Twinkie is it's like a cake, like a sponge cake kind of thing, and it's long and like looks like that.
There we
It's
go.
like looks like that, and then it has a cream filling, and to be honest, it doesn't really have that many defining characteristics. It's just sweet and chewy, and like I guess there's some comfort in the first bite, and then you
There's
just
this
sort of
rumor-
feel awful about yourself.
There was this rumor a long time ago that because Twinkies have been around since like the 1920s.
There we go. There's
Let's
a
go.
close-up picture of what a Twinkie looks like for.
They've been around
the
since like
viewers.
the 1920s or something, and like there was this rumor that they could survive a nuclear war. Do you remember that?
Right. I mean, it was a big part of the movie Zombieland because they
Yes.
supposedly would have been like an eatable food.
I figured this
Alright.
was coming. Twinkies officially have a 25-day shelf life with or without a nuclear blast. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to
But
stand up.
that was like one of their biggest pitches was like we
Yeah,
can
for
survive
sure.
a nuclear blast.
There was
Or did
some.
we just hear that in middle school? Like, I
There
don't think
was
that's
some bizarre rumor that these things somehow would be like one of the only foods that was still good during the apocalypse, but
Cockroaches and Twinkies.
turns out it's 100% false.
I don't think it was them because the whole idea was like there's nothing real in this. It's all fake artificial crap.
Yeah.
And so you can
Yeah.
have it whenever. All right.
Let's try it.
Hang on. Okay.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
We weren't ready for this. We got to set this up, but fine. Go ahead. How
I'm
is it?
hungry.
Sure. Did you add milk this time?
Yes.
Okay.
It's pretty fucking good.
Explain that.
a
You're
little
not
s-
allowed to just say it's pretty fucking good. Like we need a breakdown
I will
of flavors.
say it's kind of staler than I wanted it to be.
What's the mouthfeel?
Yeah, it's a little stale, which is I don't know why.
So like chewy, crunchy, kind of like when you wanted it to be.
They
Sort
don't
of soft.
expire for another 2 weeks, so I should be good on that.
They don't expire for another 2 apocalypses.
2 more weeks they expire, but it's crunchy, it's good, it's tasty. A little stale.
Okay. Is there a cream center? You're leaving us
No.
hanging on what a Twinkie
Nope.
is.
No cream center. It just kind of tastes like cinnamon, like French toast crunch.
What the fuck is going on with all of these companies deciding to make collab cereals and then not accurately representing the snack that they are recreating in the first place? I don't.
It doesn't
No,
taste like a
ATL Love,
Twinkie.
the milk is not the cream center. The milk is the milk because this is cereal. Okay?
Uh-oh.
There needs to be a filling for me.
It doesn't taste. It does not taste like a Twinkie.
Okay, so this
Yeah.
great logo. We don't have the
Nice.
rights to put that up, I don't think, because that's a real place. What are you thinking? Are you disappointed by this, or are you?
I'm not
excited?
disappointed because it tastes good. I'm disappointed it doesn't taste like Twinkies, so I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
See, I would grade it lower just on the fact. I know I haven't tried it, but like I would rate this thing lower just on the fact that they're putting the Twinkie name on it. And
The
then
only
it's
thing
not.
Twinkie about it is that they're shaped like Twinkies and have the same color.
It's bullshit. It's a lie.
But it tastes pretty good.
Misleading. Chat says misleading. They have sinned
Misleading.
many sins. Lawsuit. I'm suing.
Lawsuit. I love lawsuit. Take them to court.
I'm glad you guys are with me on this one, chat, because even though I'm not the one sitting there eating it, I'm sort of fired up because I'm seeing, you know what it is? It's that I'm seeing a pattern. I'm seeing a pattern in the cereal world where companies are just getting away with it. Companies are just like, we have a cereal now.
I
This is
would
going
like to
boost
say
our
that
numbers.
someone like Alex is very passionate about this. Alex can become passionate about any subject and like that.
I'll
You can
pick a
become
thing.
you can become an advocate or the opposite of what an advocate is in a second for anything if you wanted to.
Look, All I'm saying is I'm here to dismantle from the bottom up the cereal world and all of those in the cereal world who are acting as rogue agents and giving cereal a bad name. Because here's the thing, Jack. You said I don't like cereal. I used to love cereal.
What happened to you?
I used to love cereal, and then cereal hurt me. And then cereal hurt me.
Cereal can never hurt me.
They did it with lies. They did it with lies and bad branding. And I'm upset. I'm upset about it. Okay. So you're going with 6? You're going to stick with 6?
Yeah, because it tastes pretty good, and it's a 6.
All right. I'm disappointed in you this week. I'm disappointed. But it's not my
I'm going to turn
decision.
the AC on. I'm sweating, Alex.
It's not my decision to make. Jack's left me. I'm hurt. Cereal hurt me. I do hate cereal because of grape nuts.
Grape
Awful. Thank you, Chad. Real quick, before we get into the next bit, thank you to all our subs this week. I've seen a lot of you subscribing during today's episode, and we appreciate you to no end. Thank you for being a part of the live taping of this show. We realize that this eventually goes out in audio format and, you on YouTube. But it's really nice to have you here live. There's something special about doing it.
Hell
this
yes.
way. Yeah. So now, without further ado, we have decided this week to put a little pin in Are You Smarter Than Jack? Because Jack has been somewhat humiliated too many times and is drinking because of it.
More heavily than usual.
And we've decided, as the can cracks, and we've decided to bring back Master Debaters. We talked about this earlier in the show. It's a fiery, heated topic this week, because we sort of got into this off the show about whether if you could time travel. There's been a lot of time travel on the show lately. If you could time travel, would you rather go to the past or the future? And we all started arguing about it. And then it was like, well, obviously we need to settle this once and for all. So without further ado, let's get into Master Debaters.
Master Debaters! Master Debaters!
That's right, folks. We're here to debate. And debate we shall. This week, future or past, where would you go if you could? The rules. There are rules. This is how the game is played. Each team gets about 1 minute to make a case for their side of the argument. Contestants are pre-assigned who their teammate will be. They don't get to choose. Absolutely no interrupting the other team while it's their turn, their statement or rebuttal, but you can make facial reactions and hand gestures to sort of show your rage and really upset the people listening to the audio format. The council, quote unquote, is summoned from the sacred temple of knowledge to give the final word on who won the debate. And if the council has a split decision, live fan voting can and will come into effect. CrashTestLive.com/debaters or live chat vote will determine the winners. And I think we're just going to do that anyway because it's just fun to have you involved and know what you're thinking. Jack, I'm excited because I learned shortly before coming on the live that I am arguing for the future.
Well, we were going to go Jack. I was going to do the future because Jack to the Future. And
Jack to the Future was really
almost
good.
It's too good, but yeah. I personally believe the past is better, so I chose that over the name.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll save my words.
Here at Crash Test, we choose content over the actual brand.
Right.
It's more about
It's about quality, not quality.
Correct. Correct.
Anyway, so Team Alex, arguing for the future, we have with us today Gemma. She's 28 from Ireland. She's been a fan of our side project since 2008. Her favorite films are Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Back to the Future. So, let's go.
How convenient.
How convenient. Her dream place to visit is Australia. Applied 5 times to be on the show. Wow. Well, here you go. Dreams come true. She's a senior motion designer for cybersecurity. Wow. Cool.
Sounds expensive.
She can do the voice of Gollum from Lord of the Rings, which is definitely something we're going to dive into.
Nice.
When we have a chance. So please welcome my teammate, my partner in crime, Gemma.
Hi.
Hello, Gemma.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
This evening, are you in Ireland?
I'm technically in Northern Ireland, but yeah, I'm in Ireland.
Yeah,
I'm on
yeah,
the
so it's
island
pretty.
of Ireland.
It's kind of late there, right? It's a little bit later than where we are.
11.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's Friday. It's grand.
Is it hot?
Yeah, it's hot. It's not.
Ben mentioned
it's
it too.
Irish hot.
It's Irish hot,
Yeah.
so it's raining.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what does that mean? Is it so? It's like 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
I even don't know what degrees. It's like 21, 22 degrees, and that's warm for us.
Oh yeah, that's pretty hot.
Yeah.
That's pretty hot. What's the conversion on that? I'm not good at this one.
Conversion boy, can you come in real quick?
Hail, Ryan, hail.
Shit, I missed him. What was it?
21 Celsius.
Degrees.
69.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Sorry about that.
Nice.
Wait, what?
Nice.
Oh,
70s hot for you guys?
Nice.
it's Ireland, and Irish summer is when it's hot and it rains.
It's like 100 degrees
Yeah.
here.
Oh, mother
It is
of God.
100 degrees Fahrenheit right now.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. Hot is relative. It's a relative thing, and it's how your body feels it. So thank you for coming on, by the way. I'm excited to be debating with you. I'm glad that you have chosen the future because that's the only way to go, literally. But I digress. It says here that you can do a really good impression of Gollum.
Yeah, I did it on my video to get in here. I didn't know I was going to be doing it this evening, so I need to wet my whistle before I do it.
There's a whole warm up for this.
Hell yes.
I just need White Claw.
Nice.
Amen.
Okay. I can
Hit
do
us
this.
with it.
Gollum.
We must find opposites, yes. We must find opposites, yes. That's one.
I love this. So
That's
much.
it. That's all I can do.
This is amazing.
I love that. Nice.
Well done.
Thank you.
We should get
Nice.
bonus points, I think, for the performance aspect of this whole thing.
Yes,
Happy birthday, Harry Potter. We got Gollum on the show. Just doesn't it's like something Ryan would say.
Yeah. If you give him a mitten, he gets to go free.
Nice,
I
Alex.
think that's how it worked.
Obscure, but
Yeah. It was a sock, and it was Dobby. Team Jack, JB,
Hey.
will be arguing for the past, which, questionable choice, but sure. Debater name. We're working with Amy. We got Amy in the house. She's 23. She's from Newcastle. She's been a fan since 2010 of our side project. She studied forensic science and criminology at university. So look
don't
out.
murder her. She'll know who did it.
She'll know. Her favorite movie is the new live action Aladdin.
Cool.
She's always wanted to be a singer. She's half Egyptian and wants to find out how the pyramids were made. I don't know.
Whoa!
I don't know. And submitted a PowerPoint presentation for her application.
Nice.
Do we have that? Is that a thing that I'm supposed to throw to? Or is it not for...
It's just noted. No, it's not. It's
No,
just,
okay.
It's noted that she gives a damn.
She made an effort. But everybody here made an effort. Because it sounds
Yeah.
like you also, Gemma, submitted something that...
You
I did
guys
a
give
video.
a
I'm
damn.
not sharing. Yeah, okay. So thank you for your effort. Welcome, please. Amy.
Yay!
Am I getting your name
Hi.
right? Is it Amy?
Is it Amy? Is your name Amy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I was like, is it difficult to say? Is it difficult to spell?
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one.
Well, no, it's so the spelling at least on my sheet it's spelled Amiee.
I think it's a spelling error. I think it's AIM.
That would do it.
AIMEE instead of
Okay.
AMY.
Okay.
Oh,
that
okay.
makes a lot more sense. Amy, you can hear me, right?
Yeah. It's a bit laggy, but yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
cool.
So there's a
Cool,
bit of a
cool.
delay, but she can hear. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Cool.
Cool. Well, let's get into it. I feel like, Jack, I'm going to defer to you on this one. Would you like to go first or second in this?
I'll go last. I'll go second.
So you guys, okay. In that case, I guess we're gonna go Gemma, Amy,
you, and
me, you. Right?
Cool, perfect. Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, without further ado, Team AG, Alex and Gemma, arguing for the future. Gemma, please, you have the floor.
Fantastic. Let's go. Right. I'm basing this on what I know about time travel from Back to the Future, The Simpsons, Treehouse of Horror 5, and Futurama. Yeah. If you go back to the past, you really can't interfere or do much. Like, you risk your existence in the world. Like, you've seen that when Marty pushed his father out of the way of the car in Back to the Future Part 1. And when Homer went back in time with the toaster and stepped on a dinosaur lizard, and he tampered with things in the current timeline. So I know it's a one-way ticket and you can't really go back to the present, but you're still risking your existence. So I'm going to the future, and I can sum it up with this quote. It means your future hasn't been written yet. No one's has. Your future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one. The future is full of possibilities. You don't know what you find. You don't know what you'll find, and it's more exciting to me. And it's more exciting than going back and reliving something that you've already done or seen or anything. So you can make your own future. So if I were to go forward, I would go to the year 3000. I want to see what the world's like. Will it be like Futurama? Will there be Zoidbergs and Benders walking around?
Zoidberg.
Will we live underwater like Busted said we would? But who knows?
I love that reference.
But by God, I want to find out what we'll do. And I'm going to end it on this quote, where we're going, we don't need roads.
Oh,
nice,
beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Love that.
I now have to adjust my entire argument, by the way, because I was also going to mic drop at the end with that quote. So, but well done. Well done. It was right there. It was right there.
Nice job.
Yeah, nicely done, Gemma. Amy, you're up. Oh. Why the past?
Okay. Right. So I'm going to kind of contradict that and say, if you went to the future, you would kind of like, you could mess up your own future and like, maybe you're going to see things you don't want to see.
Whoa.
Like, I don't want to see like people dying that I know. So I'm going to get a bit morbid. And I don't know what else to say about that, but yeah. And I kind of want to go back to the past because I want to see things like you mentioned. I want to see, obviously, how the pyramids were made because how? Like, firstly, how? That is wild. I also said in my presentation, I don't know if you'll know about this because it's a bit of a British kind of crime, but Jack the Ripper, he was like a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to know who this man was.
Or woman.
And he never got caught. Oh, yeah, very, very right, yeah. Very right. We're not going to be sexist here. I want to know who that was, what they did, how they did it, how they didn't get caught. There's just so many like things I wanted to like witness that are in the past. I don't like want to change the past because I'm all for like you can't change your past, but I want to witness things. That's what I want
to know about it. Yeah.
I don't want to go past it. Yeah, of course. Like I wanted to like see Queen live. Like Queen are one of my favorite bands, and I obviously can't see them live.
That's a great argument. Yeah, that's a really good argument.
Of course.
Yeah.
Live Aid, come on, that was one of the biggest ever concerts that ever was and ever will be. Imagine you were in the crowd rocking out, 70,000 people. All I'm gonna say. I'm gonna end it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that one I was not expecting.
I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't even think about like going to see bands. Nice.
That was a very measured and very well thought out response because like what I was sort of, and obviously there's still more to come here, but like just as a check-in on where we're at right now, I was very much not anticipating the idea that like I don't want to go back to change anything. I just want to go back to be there for some of the moments that
that's a good argument.
I'm like that wrecked me. Ugh. The Queen thing, man, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. However, I believe now that it's my turn. And so, what I would say is that I think, and I'm going to open this up by saying, we're already going, baby. I'm a time traveler. I'm going to the future, no matter what. However, if I could jump way ahead, what I would like to see is not the year 2020, because goddamn, does the year 2020 suck all the things.
Yeah.
And it would be real nice to skip ahead to potentially see the us without limits, us get past all of this nonsense, this madness, this what I would consider like humanity in its like still sort of just 2.0, and we need to get to 2.5, maybe 3. Also, the busted quote. It would be cool to just live their fantasy. Finally, I think that to go to the future would be to see and experience endless possibility. I think the past is the past and it belongs to be there. The future is a wide open lane, and the idea that we could end up in a place and witness some things that would blow our minds would be very, very cool. I would love to see it. And that's why I had to go with the future.
Pretty good.
Jack, over to you, bud.
You guys all seem to prepare a lot for this, so I actually
didn't prepare. I found out right before we came on.
I didn't understand the question, so the year is 2010. The scene, Burbank, California. Director Martin Campbell and producer Greg Berlanti are casting for their hyped-up revival of the comic book The Green Lantern. You light fire to the sets so the movie is never made. An instant hero. Fish Boy is never exists.
Oh no, Jack. No.
Keep going. The year is 1989. The scene, Winnetka, Illinois. You pass a high school and you see hundreds of kids lined up outside. But for what? To audition for a new film directed by Chris Columbus and created by the one and only John Hughes. You go into the audition and nail it. Tears roll down John Hughes' face, for he has found his new Kevin McAllister, Jack Bearcat. You go back even further. The year is 1961. A new hot young British director, Terrence Young, and producers Harry Saltzman and Albert Broccoli are casting a new spy thriller based off the life of retired Navy commander and spy Ian Fleming. The movie, Dr. No. They pour vodka martinis and jump for joy because, alas, they have found their new James Bond, Jack Bearcat. I'll leave you with that.
Okay. I love this so much. Dude. Okay, a couple of things. I love that in your, like, the entire basis for you going to the past is just to star in your favorite movies. It's got nothing to do with, like, enrichment or human enlightenment or, like, the betterment of mankind. It's just, I mean, maybe you are canceling Green Lantern. That's fair. But, it's just to be Kevin McAllister and James Bond. Question. I know we don't really I shouldn't get to make a rebuttal here, but, like, is it you traveling back now to audition for the role of Kevin McAllister?
Just a 32-year-old man?
How is that going to work?
I do love that. I just want to see those tears roll down John Hughes' face, man.
We all do. Do. Oh, to be a fly on the wall in that room. Oh, man. So you did a little prep for this.
No, that's just how I feel,
had all that.
man.
You just had all that ready to go?
Yeah.
That's just all in there?
Goes back even further. No, I'm just kidding.
The Declaration of Independence. Oh, man.
Hell yeah.
Incredible. Well done, Jack. Well done.
All right.
I think we have to turn this over to the council. I have no idea. I feel like we made strong arguments, but...
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Jeff, where are we?
Oh, I'm in the future.
Hill Valley, baby.
Ascending to Hill Valley on September 23rd, 2015.
That's right. That's
You know
right.
what? You know what the whole thing about this is? So a little behind the scenes for you. I've picked 2 debate topics. This being one of them, and the other being Marvel versus DC.
Yeah.
And I could not give less of a shit about either.
You hate what you've become.
I just don't care. Having said that, as an esteemed member of the council, I got to say I've known Jack for a very long time, and I have never seen such passion and dedication and even some fury in his eyes. Yeah. So I'm gonna just for that. And I liked Amy's comment about Queen. I think that's a great thing. So I'm gonna go with pass on this. So JB, Amy, well done.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the future. Just
because you were always gonna go with the future.
Well, yeah, why not?
I will say I think we've been running a poll in the chat. For Twitch. I don't know if we can get that on the screen or if we had 73% of Twitch say to pass. 73. That's pretty resounding.
Wow.
People want to go back. They want to see things. They want a new Home Alone. That's really what it is.
It's a tough year to be excited for the future. I think that's the problem.
You know what it is, Gemma? It's that people aren't ready for hope. People aren't ready to look ahead
Totally not.
and be, be excited for what's to come. And that's, for 73% of you, that's a shame. I feel bad for you.
It just gets so dark.
I feel bad for all of you, and you should feel shame.
But well done all around. Thank you,
Yeah.
guys.
Hey, round of applause.
Great job, guys.
So the answer appears to be the past.
We're going back, baby.
You guys are going back.
To the past.
Yeah.
We have to go back. However, Gemma, I'll see you in a better tomorrow.
Definitely.
I will.
Yes.
You and I will exist in a better tomorrow.
President Alex, I'll see you guys in a better tomorrow.
Harry Styles and his cybernetic eye.
Yeah.
We will be living with him, celebrating while you guys
Hell yes.
dwell on things that have already happened.
Exactly.
That's right.
It's fine. Everything's
thanks
fine.
Thanks for
Thank you
helping,
guys so much for coming on. Y'all crushed
problem.
it.
Thank you.
Well done. Round of applause. Round of
you.
applause. We will see you next time. Love y'all. Bye.
Hey.
All right. That was heated. I
was
feel
heated.
angry. I feel heated about this
I
one.
feel angry.
I feel, what is it? Anger, rage. Yeah, Jack, that was really good, man.
Thanks, man.
I think next time we do this, I'm not going to give you, there's going to be 2 rules, added rules. 1, Jack doesn't get to go last because you're going to prepare something. And 2, there's an automatic disqualification for any mention of the Green Lantern movie. Because it's too easy. It's too easy. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
I tip my cap to you, sir.
Is it that time?
It's time for fun facts. I love that song so much. Thank you, Jeffrey.
That song.
You're welcome.
He just popped in from the future, and it looked amazing. And now there's Zoidberg. Okay. Fun facts. Here we go. The comb jellyfish, also known as the warty comb jelly or sea walnut, has a disappearing butt.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Take that.
It's true.
Use it.
Roller coasters were invented to distract Americans from sin. Yeah.
What?
In the 1880s, hosiery businessman LaMarcus Thompson hated that Americans were tempted by hedonistic places like saloons and brothels, so he set out to straighten up one of the most immoral places he could think of, Coney Island, New York, by building roller coasters.
Sin. The sinners.
Sin Coaster. The episode name, Sin Coaster. Boom. In the 1840s, people used to say prunes instead of cheese when having their pictures taken. Prunes!
Prince.
I like it. Albert Einstein is an anagram for 10 elite brains.
Oh. What's an anagram?
Like if you shuffle all the letters around.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Baby flamingos have to learn to stand on one leg. They have to learn. Flamingo fact, they get their pink skin from their diet, specifically algae and shrimp.
Shrimp.
Space does not have any light. We can see things in space due to light bouncing off the objects in space.
We get it, Alex.
I don't know, man. It's Jeff. It's all Jeff. And finally, a 150-foot long marine creature discovered off the coast of Australia, which is made up of clusters of cells that can clone themselves thousands of times, is now thought to be the world's longest animal.
Ooh.
Go ahead and digest that one, because it's 150 feet of marine creature that clones itself to become more of itself.
I hate that. I really do. Yeah, it's disgusting.
That's how the world ends, folks.
No.
That's the thing that eventually consumes all of us, and I will be
go
the
ahead
first.
and tell us.
I will be the first to bow to my new leader. 150-foot snake thing. That's the facts. That's just the facts for this week. It was a short one.
That's it, baby.
That's it.
They're all good.
We're gonna check back in right now with Ryan and Jeff, and take some emails. Hi, gang.
I just get so excited to see Jeff where he is.
It's just not working out great right now. So
My favorite thing sometimes is like the curtain.
We'll just go to Hill Valley, I guess.
My favorite thing sometimes is like the curtain on Jeff's green screen is like a little bit wrinkled or folded, and then like the
Billowing.
image looks a little off.
We're on site here. What are you talking about?
Yeah. We're on.
It's our on-field reporter.
That's right. I'm at the mall.
Right. What do you have for us this week, bud?
Well, we had some great fan mail this week. I'm going to start with this one from Carrie. She's a female, 23 years old. Her boyfriend, male, 26, wants to get a tattoo of Medusa on his stomach.
Oh.
She doesn't want to make eye contact with Medusa while or during intimate times.
Oh, wow.
And she wants our advice on whether or not to talk to him. So it's an interesting thing. Her boyfriend is a great guy from Bristol. He has a range of tattoos from Yu-Gi-Oh's sleeve, a Pokemon on his stomach, to some sick trad pieces on his leg sleeve. I don't know what that means. He wants a Medusa tattoo in his stomach just above his pelvis. She said no, as when we were having adult relations, I do not want to be heading down south and making eye contact with her.
Well, let me give you some good advice. You guys,
man.
most relationships don't work because love's not real, so it doesn't matter.
Pump the brakes, Jack. We're going to go ahead and stay on topic here. Back to the tattoo. Okay, so a tattoo of Medusa in a position where during certain positions, one may find themselves eye to eye with Medusa and not your own loved one.
Correct.
Is it coming from a place of like, I just don't want to look at that, or is she afraid that she is actually going to turn to stone?
That's the question. And
that's actually really funny.
You know what I mean? Like, is she scared of what the implications could be to look it directly in the eye and
It's
forever
the
be
implications.
stoned?
It's the implications.
And at that point, it could be, if that were to happen, it would be very also terrifying for the other party involved.
We need more information.
Mid-coitus.
Is it going to be Medusa with a bunch of dicks flying out of its head?
My question is,
Why
I
would
feel
it be
like
that?
people that get tattoos in that area generally do it to have the belly button at play in the tattoo. You know what I mean? Like you've seen.
Yeah.
And maybe that would be a part of it. But otherwise, I would just say, Carrie, ask your man. Maybe he can get it on as like a little lower back piece or on his his
Medusa
left,
tramp stamp. That would be better.
Oh, God.
That's...
You know what? I'm gonna go. I fully support this. Let him enjoy his body and get the tattoos that he wants. There's no harm.
You know,
in
it'd be great, a follow-up image. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So Gary, if he does it, not only will Alex pay for it,
I will finance this tattoo.
We'll display it on here.
Someone in the chat said, "Just close your eyes."
Look at this one.
Medusa Tramp Stamp is a great band name from Millicentro. Yeah, 100%. Dibs on that band name. I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential for fun and not a lot of potential for a downside, as long as you make sure that said tattoo will not actually turn you to stone.
I think that's maybe ask the tattoo artist. He's probably the expert, he or she.
Exactly.
I
think Jack's passed out, by the way. I think Jack's fallen asleep.
I've been drinking for like 6 hours.
Why?
Because I was at Rick's live stream.
You knew we had this date.
I was at Rick's live stream.
The chat was obsessed during the interview with Ben, which, by the way, that was a great interview. Well done to you guys. Well done to Ben.
It was
really cool.
There was a lot of
really good.
I usually tune out whenever you guys talk, so it was nice to just actually focus in on
nice to come back in for once.
All right, anyway, let's go one more.
Yeah.
This is from Melanie. She is female, 29. She's looking for insight. Her boyfriend from 8 years ago reached out during quarantine, and now Melanie says things are heating up, and she feels like it could work out again. Now, is this love, or is it just quarantine loneliness?
Ooh.
At first, she was spooked because he had blocked her after the breakup, which was 8 years ago. She responded. They've been catching up. We've been talking pretty consistently for the last few days. We've discussed our past relationship, and I feel as though we've both been able to get closure on many aspects of it. I'll also be honest and say some of our communication has been sexual in nature. Is it love or is it quarantine? I'm not sure how to read the situation. Should I just feel it out and see what happens? Or does this seem to be a side effect of quarantine? Hopefully you wonderful gentlemen will be able to shed some light onto the situation. I'm sure I can't be the only one this is happening to.
Wow.
She said some very nice things about the podcast.
That's very kind. And first of all, thank you to everybody that's emailing in and submitting these stories, because they're personal, and we appreciate you sharing with us. The chat right now is going off saying no.
Honey, don't do it. Honey, don't do it,
girl.
I love a honey, don't do it.
Honey, don't do
But,
it.
but everyone's saying that because they assume and that it's a physical starvation type situation. But the way I'm reading this is that it's building on emotions. It seems to be all communication, a little bit of sexual communication, but it's not like they're next to each other and they're just the only people they're seeing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know what love is until you're alone in your apartment for 4 months.
That's sure
again,
to,
Jack. That's
sure to expose what love truly is. This is a tricky one. This is a tricky one because they have a history. They have a past. To give it a serious answer, like there's some history there, and clearly it didn't work out at some point. And if your instinct and your gut is saying like I'm wary of this, and I feel like it's maybe just a lonely check-in, then there's something there to unpack and look into. And I would not take a step forward without addressing that. You know what I mean? Like I would,
For sure.
I would be like, well, what's the intention here? But
I mean, and in case she's not watching right now, Melanie, the chat is 99% no, don't do it.
Most of the folks here don't want this to happen, and maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's not worth it to see this through. There are plenty of other fish in the sea. I will say that.
What do we know? We're just doctors.
She could also take that one trip ticket to the future and see if it worked out, and then
or one trip.
There, at least you know.
Jeff's still hung up on the debate.
Past, and
I got nothing else.
Jack Bearcat in the new Home Alone 4. Just real quick before I cut out, she did say, P.S. Thank you for bringing back this delightful podcast. I look forward to it every week, and I know it'll put a smile on my face during this scary, strange time in the world. So a nice little happy ending. Not
That's so nice.
In a sexual way.
So nice. Love that. I would just say,
great show, guys.
Hang on. I would just say, most people saying no. I would say just don't do anything foolish. You're like, feel it out. Be really careful. Take the past into account, learn from it, and then travel to the future and see what happens.
That's right.
That's all I can say.
Another aspect we could look at is the whole chat's being like, he just wants to use you for sex. He just wants sex. He just wants to be physical. Maybe she wants a little physical. We don't know. They're both adults.
It could be that, and if you're concerned about that, remove that from the equation. Don't let it be about that. Hang out and very early on, just take that off the table and be like, we're not going to be physical, but if you want to reconnect and see what happens between the two of us, that could be a nice way to figure it out.
A nice little coffee. A nice coffee.
Use protection.
Get a COVID conscious coffee. COVID conscious coffee.
I like that.
Say that 3 times fast.
Featuring Ryan's beans.
Ryan's beans. Never say that again. We are here for you. We're here to try and help you to the best of our ability. We are not professionals. Remember, we are just bozos trying to make the world a slightly better place. And I don't know if we're succeeding or not, but we're all here to find that out together. Before we go, we have to wrap the show up. This has been a long one. Before we go, do we want to check in with Rick? Our good friend Rick, who basically taught us how to use Twitch, is currently doing a 24-hour live stream over at Sound Guy Gaming, and he is deep in it. And we were gonna maybe try to pop him in here to see if he's
coming in now.
Oh, he's coming in? Cool.
But he is still he's deep in the stream.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
He's in the midst. So we're gonna check in with Rick before we go, and then I would very much encourage you, if you feel so inclined, to go straight from this show and watch our boy Rick stream for a little while.
I'm gonna go to a dinner in a bar, get drunk, and I'm probably gonna go to his place and play Mario Kart later.
You were with him earlier, right? You played some games earlier.
I was playing Mario Kart. Our fans are so fucking good at Mario Kart, dude.
Hey, there he is.
What's up, Rick?
Oh, what's up?
There he is. What's up, Rick? How's it going, bud? How you doing?
It's good. We're coming up on our 8th hour of streaming.
Oh my.
And I keep thinking I'm halfway, and I'm realizing I'm not even halfway through it yet, and I've got a lot longer left to go. But it's been going really good.
How do you feel 8 hours in? Like, have you been on the couch all day, or are you kind of breaking it up?
Yeah, so every hour I'm trying to get up and stretch. I've gotten a couple phone calls from my mom, things like that. And Jack came over earlier, so I took a break. But no, for the most part, I've been here with Raymond. Ray's right here.
Yes. Ray.
Rick, I'm just going to come over hammered later and just play Mario Kart for you.
Yes, you should. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Jack coming over really helped. He brought me some burgers. And I broke my rule. I wasn't going to start drinking until like 9 p.m. and he came over and we started.
Here you are at 11:30.
It is a marathon. Remember that. Do not overdo it. That's really exciting. What are you playing while you're streaming?
We've been doing Mario Kart primarily. We've done some Jackbox games. We did like Trivia Murder Party. And then we've been doing like a lot of like giveaways. We've been giving away some like all-time low posters. And then I'm going to give away like a skateboard deck and things like that. So it's been really fun.
Hell yeah.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Well, hang in and let me know if you want to play some
Call of Duty later. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's rip for a few hours.
I'm ready. I think the hardest part's going to come at like 5 a.m. when I am for sure going to be hammered. And I still have 5 more hours to go.
I'll meet you guys in the goulash.
Yeah.
Well, dude, good luck.
Thanks, man.
This is really cool what you're doing. And after this, I think we set up a raid so that right when we are done, we're going to try and push everybody your way. So you'll get some unexpected.
Yeah, come join.
Rick, do you want me to bring over some Twinkie cereal for you?
I actually said, I was like, I hope he would bring it.
It's Sound Guy Gaming, right?
Sound Guy Gaming. Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Dude. Well, good luck.
All right, guys.
Enjoy the rest.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on.
See you, bud.
Bye.
Wow.
Nice.
What an undertaking. That's crazy. All right, we have to wrap this up. This has been a very long episode. We got to go. So good. Jack, real quick. Okay, Reed, I see you in the chat. Take it down.
We forgot. We forgot.
I didn't forget anything. I'm good. I got this, guys. I got this. Okay, Jack, what did we learn today?
Oh, what did we learn? Alex hates cereal.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to bears, if it's black, attack, white, run in fright, brown, flush it down.
In the context of bears, correct?
In the context of bears.
Yeah.
I can't
Defending
have dogs.
yourself from bears.
I can't have dogs because I can't have 2 people throwing up in my sleep. You might get lesions from wearing unwashed vintage clothing.
Tune in next week to find out.
And I can't believe that I am the star of my favorite movie, Home Alone.
I love it. We did learn all that. Friendly reminder, Reed is very anxious for me to get to this part before we wrap up. We have a merch store. Hit him with the graphic. There's a code right now. It's live merch. You get 15% off your order. The code expires soon. Get your orders in. store.crashtestlive.com. You get a free face mask with all orders over $75. There is an amazing blonde bear shirt that I love so much. And also our favorite restaurant, Benny's, is now making merch, which is killer. So please, if you want to support, that's
put it up again. I want to see it. Read.
There it is. See you at Benny's. You can get a Master Vader shirt. You can claim that you're smarter than Jack, even if you've never won. It's all there. Live merch is the code, 15% off your next order. Store.crashtestlive.com. That is how you support this horrible operation that we have going on over here. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Another week in the bag. We love you very much. Take care of each other out there.
He loves you very much, Francine.
Thanks again to Ben from Neck Deep for coming on today's episode. We will, and thank you to our debaters. We will see you next week. This has been Crash Test.
Crash Test Live.
Sometimes you don't know what love is until you're alone in your apartment for 4 months.